Thank you, Nur Alam Bhai. With the permission of Nur Alam Bhai, before going to the HR perspective, as our Shibir Ubaidul Islam sir is here, so I want to emphasize on some chartered secretaries' qualification, how this degree helped me a lot during my last 12 years journey with the Dhaka Stock Exchange. I think that would be great. I think the associational thinking of my fellow colleagues here. So I joined DSC in 2010. Before that, in 2008, I completed my Chartered Secretary's degree. And obviously, this Chartered Secretary's degree helped me a lot to get in the Dhaka Stock Exchange. I joined here as a Assistant General Manager. And then every after 3 years, I got a promotion, and now currently I am holding the Senior General Manager. So for that highest position of Dhaka Stock Exchange, the permanent organogram here. So after joining DSC in 2010, in 2012 and in 2013, so far the biggest transformation, administrative transformation happened in the DSC's life last 60 years, that is demutualization. So I acted as the member secretary of the demutualization board committees. That time I was the only assistant general manager. And then I acted as the co-member of the demutualization implementation management committee. And that time, basically I struggled a lot to include our CS degree in the qualification criteria of our independent director, of our CEO, and of our CRO, that is called Chief Regulatory Officer. These three posts are basically regulated posts, which this appointment basically comes from the BSEC. We DSC just recommend for these three posts, and final approval ultimately comes from the BSEC. And obviously, this Chartered Secretary's degree helped me a lot to put that time our Chartered Secretary's degree to include in the demutualization scheme and the board admin regulations and some other regulations. And then in 2014, the great automation project happened in DSC, that is called, we took the matching engine from the NASDAQ and the OMS from the FlexState. So luckily, I was included as a member of the steering committee of that project. Basically, that committee was the highest committee just after the board to implement that project. So in that case also, Chartered Secretary's degree helped me a lot, because there were some legal issues in that automation, and then CS helped me a lot. And also I tried that time to uphold our Chartered Secretary's degree in that forum. And then in 2018, and another biggest changes happened in the DSC, that is called inclusion of the strategic investor, that is Shanghai Stock Exchange and Shenzhen Stock Exchange. We got them as our strategic investor, and luckily again I was the co-member of that steering committee for selection of the strategic investor, that is Shenzhen Stock Exchange and Shanghai Stock Exchange. Until then, I have been acting as a focal point with the Shenzhen and Shanghai Stock Exchange as an administrative part. And then in 2017, DSC obtained the full membership of World Federation of Exchanges. This federation is like a combination of 200 exchanges and CCP and other CDBL, like CDS. And the DSC obtained that certificate completely under my supervision. And then from when I got the promotion as a DGM, and since then I have been acting as the head of the international affairs. So the reason behind telling this short sharing with you, that the only I feel that the CS helped me to work with those type of great initiatives in the main bursars of the Bangladesh, that is called Dhaka Stock Exchange. And then currently we are working with the UNSCC, like United Nations Sustainable Stock Exchanges, and GRI initiatives. We are member of those international organizations. And under those organizations, we are working for the betterment of the governance like ESG. The last 3-4 years, we organized many programs with the listed companies to improve their governance, like their reporting initiatives under the guideline of GRI. So basically, for reason of this telling of this story of my short during the last 12 years, but the CS Charter Secretaries, if I don't have this degree, so hopefully I didn't get that chances to work as a core management team in the Dhaka Stock Exchange. And then I have a question in my mind that in 2013, I struggled for inclusion of our Charter Secretary's degree in the qualification criteria of independent director, CEO, and CRO. Now, recently, I am struggling to find out someone for these 3 posts. So, my humble request to our community, to our CS professionals, now sector is ready here. So we need to come up to grab this position. So we need to prepare ourselves to catch this position. And now I need to come to the question made by Nur Alam Bhai, is how CS Charter Secretary's degree helped me as a HR manager. So basically recently so for 3 months I have been assigned with the HR activities like as head of HR. So again, the CS helped me to discharge these duties because being the company secretary, already I have known the fundamental rules, regulations, acts, policies, and HR policies of the organization. And now it is easy to me to supervise all the division and all the departments more carefully and more diligently. Because during the last 10 years, being the company secretary, being the charter secretaries, I am well informed about the whole organization. So how the organization is being run and which acts and rules and legislations are related to this organization. And that's why this degree is helping me a lot to discharge my duty and to uphold my organizational interest. And again, I don't know, Nur Alam Bhai, how much time I should take, because Shibiru Badul sir and our special guest is there because 3. So I think I should not talk more about the HR because we have 3 HR specialists here. I would rather keen to learn from them what CS correlate with the HR. And with saying this, my last word, that we need to prepare ourselves as our keynote speaker Sadat Bhai already said. Some of our 2 fellow colleagues are holding like CEO position in the corporate sector. So we need to see our more professionals to grab the CEO and top of the management position, even board position in the corporate arena. And only then our profession will also be flourished and our profession will take in a diligent position in our country as well as the globe. And with a few words, when I visited abroad and then they saw me, yeah, I am a charter secretary qualified, and they show me another respect, you are the charter secretaries. That also has been giving me another flavor. And I am grateful to this institution, and I am grateful to this degree that gives me a lot during my last 12 and 13 years journey. Thank you everyone for giving me this passion.